Yo, what is up, everybody? Ceresco back again with chapter 3 of our horror story, Red Heart, written by Jacob Harris. Hopefully, you guys have been enjoying the previous recordings. And remember to like, comment, and share. Chapter 3. Yuki Mori, a first-year student at the local junior college, was in class, listening intently to her professor's lecture and scribbling down notes as fast as she could. Though the other students were on the verge of falling asleep thanks to their professor's monotone voice, Yuko's focus was unwavering as she soaked up the information she so hungrily craved. Mrs. Watanabe is a classic case, said Professor Akamoto. She has been collecting the local newspaper for the past 30 years. When asked why she doesn't throw them away, she replies that it will make no sense to do so. After class, Yuko traveled down the same hall she did every day. But today, something about it was different. A bright green flyer was sticking out like a sore thumb amongst all the other pages of white. Yuko usually passed by without ever giving the bulletin board a second look, but the flyer was so bright that she felt compelled to see what it was. The flyer was a posting for a family in need of child care for their daughter. Hoping to someday work with children, Yuko decided it would be well worth her time to at least check things out. The prospect of earning a little extra spending money also helped push Yuko in that direction. The next day, Yuko was invited to the Suzuki home to meet Miss Suzuki. The two took off to the living room and conversed over cups of coffee. So you see, we just need someone to watch Manami for a few hours every day, said Miss Suzuki. It would be a great help while I go out on interviews. And since we're new to the area, it gives Manami the opportunity to make at least a new friend. She doesn't have any friends? Asked Yuko. Manami has always had difficulty making new friends, which is why it was so difficult for us to make this move. I'm starting to worry about her. We spend so much time in her room these days, but the worst thing is Miss Suzuki was clearly hesitant to tell Yuko the full truth about her daughter. What is it? There's nothing wrong with her, is there? Well, it might be nothing, but she has an imaginary friend. I don't know if this is normal behavior or something I should be worried about. Sounds perfectly normal to me, said Yuko. See, when I was younger, my family moved quite a bit. I also felt so alone when we moved into a new house. I didn't have any friends, and everything was new and strange to me. So, do you think this might all just go away soon? It's hard to say, but for the time being, I will let Manami have her friend. Imaginary friends can help provide comfort for a child in times of great stress. The family moving is the direct reason why your daughter has been acting this way. She also needs companionship. Oh, well, maybe I should spend more time with her. I do my best, but things are so busy these days that I don't have much free time. Look, children need friends their own age, or at least someone younger than their parents. As long as Manami doesn't start showing destructive behavior because of her friend, there isn't really much to worry about. Wow, you know so much about this. Thank you. I plan on becoming a child psychologist after I graduate from college. Just because someone is young doesn't mean they can't have grown-up problems. Wow, I think you could be a big help to Manami. If you want it, the job is yours. Thank you very much. So, does Nami's imaginary friend have a name? Yes, it's Sayaka. Sayaka. Ah, I've been wondering why she named her that. Manami's never had a friend with that name, and there's no one in our extended family named Sayaka. I guess she must have come up with it on her own. Later that night, Miss Suzuki had prepared dinner for the family. Her husband was still out drinking with co-workers, but that never meant the ladies of the house would be waiting for them. "Manami," called Miss Suzuki from the kitchen. "Come down so you can have dinner." There was no response from her daughter. Making her way to the stairs, she called out for her daughter again. "Manami, come down to eat." Like before, there was no response. "Manami, is everything all right?" Making her way up the stairs, Miss Suzuki's breathing became heavy and her heart began beating rapidly. "Nami," he said in a near whisper of a voice. Opening the door to her daughter's room, Miss Suzuki found Manami holding a red crayon in her hand. Upon the wall was a heart drawn in the same shade as the crayon Manami was holding. "What did you do?" asked Miss Tsunami. "It wasn't me. Sayaka drew it." "Sayaka drew it?" "Yeah, I told her not to, but she wouldn't listen." An infuriated Miss Suzuki snatched the crayon away from her daughter, then proceeded to take the full box of crayons that was nearby. "Not only do you write on walls, but you lie to me that you didn't do it?" "It wasn't me." "Let's go," grabbing her daughter by the arm. "After you eat dinner, you take your bath and go straight to bed. Understand?" Miss Suzuki was true to her word. After dinner, she bathed Manami and sent her off to bed. She then warned her daughter that if she heard any talking or saw that the light was on, then further punishment would be administered. Manami and Sayaka were tucked in tightly under the covers. Still in a bad mood over what happened to her earlier that night, Manami was rolled over so that she was facing away from Sayaka. He hadn't said a word to her since the lights went out. "I'm sorry I got you in trouble. I just wanted to surprise you by making your room look better." Manami refused to give a reply. "I like to draw hearts. Don't you? If I had enough crayons, I would cover every wall in the world with hearts. That way, everyone will be happy all the time. No one can be angry when there's so many hearts." Again, Manami refused to answer, and that pattern continued until Manami fell asleep. Hours had passed, and all was quiet throughout the house until a floorboard outside Manami's room creaked. It had failed to waken her on previous nights, but this night, Manami's sleep had been uneasy, so she awoke to the most disturbing event. Someone began running their fingernails against the door, all while breathing more than heavily enough to be heard. This was followed by someone turning the knob. "Give her to me," said a woman's voice. Manami began shaking visibly. Her mouth was open, but quivering so badly that she was unable to call out for help. "It's alright," said Sayaka. "He can't hurt you as long as I'm here. I'll never let her separate us." Before long, the knob stopped turning, the fingernail stopped scratching against the door, and the heavy breathing ceased. Things were once again safe for Minami, but the woman would be coming back every night till she got what she came for. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end, chapter 3.